If you just started trading, or maybe you haven't even started and you're just taking an interest in it now, congratulations. Trading is a great way to supplement your income and eventually transition into that being your main source of income if that's what you wish to do. It's very powerful in the sense that the compounding versus the amount of work that you put in, there's nothing else like it. Now, a lot of people will talk about real estate, or there's different high income skills, like, for example, writing copy. A lot of people will talk about a lot of different ways that you can make a lot of money. And you know what? They're all viable. People make a lot of money on real estate. There's people who make a lot of money in advertising with copy. There's all sorts of ways to make a lot of money. I personally like trading because the amount of work that I put in versus the amount of money that I can make, I just think it's unrivaled. So if you'd like to get started right away learning to trade, I'm creating this beginner primer series. We have another series called The Path to Consistent Profitability, but it's more aimed at people who've maybe been trading for a year or two or three, and they're kind of getting tired of bouncing around and not really having a solid strategy and a structured path to get them to consistent profitability. But if you're brand new, the beginner primer place right here is the place to start. So the first thing that I'd like you to do is go onto Google and type in TradingView. TradingView is the most popular way to chart. So type in TradingView. You can start a free account, and once you've gone through the process, you filled out your name and you've made your free account, then click on super charts. Once you get onto super charts, you'll see that there's different tools. You can type tickers, and you can actually click anywhere on the screen, and you can type in something like SPY, and it'll get you to the S&P 500, which is the major index that tracks 500 stocks on the US stock markets, on the New York Stock Exchange. And that is the benchmark the world over. Everyone looks at the S&P 500. The other secondary one is the NASDAQ 100. It tracks 100 of the top stocks on the NASDAQ stock exchange, but it's only 100, and the tech stocks dominate that. It's not all tech stocks in that 100 index, but the tech stocks dominate the index. So when we're talking like Apple, Amazon, Google, Netflix, like all of those companies are the weighted, like bigger weighted holdings. So it's a nice way to trade tech, to be honest. And it also is the benchmark, one of the benchmarks the world over. Uh, the ticker symbol is QQQ, if I didn't mention that. That's the ETF. So I'm going to release a few videos that's just going to go over the basic things, like how to chart, how to do technical analysis. And I will say just get this right out of the way. A technical analysis is really, 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 really super easy. It's a great place to start. It's just not that hard to do. And if you feel like you're doing it wrong, just play with it for another hour. Trust me, it's not hard at all. And it's a foundational skill. It does not give you edge. And when we talk about edge, what we're talking about is developing a strategy. You pick a strategy that, I'm going to enter at a certain point and I'm going to exit at a certain point based on the chart's done this, or some sort of news came out. So a strategy is you're picking a specific exit and a specific entry based on something happening. And we'll go into this more. And you continue to work with that strategy and introduce another little, well, if I look at this indicator, does that help me to trade this more efficiently? And you continue to do that to the point that you have something that's profitable, and you can see you've recorded it, you've tested it, you've been looking at it for a while, and you can see, okay, this strategy I've developed to the point where it's profitable and I trust it. and I can see exactly how it's profitable. That's edge. That's what we refer to as edge. So that's where you want to get to eventually. But for now, what I want you to know is that technical analysis does not give you edge. No one has ever gotten consistently profitable based off technical analysis alone. And that the reason I say it that way is it's a bit of a misnomer that's out there. People do believe if you learn technical analysis, it'll help you. It's just a it's just a foundational skill that everybody needs to learn, and it's not that hard. So next video is going to be talking about technical analysis. We'll also have a few videos explaining the different instruments out there, the different stock exchanges. I'll talk a bit more about what a simple strategy might look like, so that you understand how to trade, the basics. And yeah, we'll just go through some of the basics. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it because there is a lot of videos out there on this stuff. And I'm going to try and hit all the main points so that you know everything that you need to know. But feel free to go out and look at some of the other videos because there's a lot out there on this basic stuff. When you get to the path to consistent profitability, that's where there's not that much out there on this. There's a lot of stock market information, but it's not the correct stuff. It's really exciting stuff, but it's not the stuff that leads to consistent profitability. So that's why we made the Path to Consistent Profitability series. And once you understand the basics and you've gone through a beginner cycle, then you can head to the path to consistent profitability and things will start to make more sense to you then. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.